this quayside video on booms basically. It's this time of the year where I get a selection of new booms, which I have here, and my race boom, which is what I'm going to now. And these are to replace the existing booms I have here, which is a Severn large boom from my racing kit, and then on to the North Gold series booms with the new front boom head. What I'm changing to, basically what we're going to be doing is changing everything over from these two. So kicking off with the race boom. This year I have gone from a standard boom onto the North Platinum series race booms. Now these booms, basically they're different, they're full carbon fibre, they're quite pricey, about £950 each. The rear part extends over the boom to maintain more strength, but also you have here an adjustable outhaul system, which is done here, which allows you to basically adjust the outhaul whilst going along in position. But what I'm changing is, this is Ant Baker's old boom, so I'm removing his adjustable North lines here. Lines should be changed every year, because if not they just break on you and it's just a nightmare when you're out in the water, so I change mine every year. But he uses adjustable ones which I don't get on particularly well with, so at the moment what I'm doing is I've taken the end off, removed the lines off the adjustable outhaul, and have now, you can see on this side here, slipped over my fixed ion 28-inch lines, which I'm now about to do this side to have that up, put the boom back together again, and that's the line swapped over. I'll then move my ion uphaul, always go with an uphaul. A lot of the racers don't use them, but it's just common sense, just go with an uphaul, it doesn't get in the way. Slip it onto there, and then that's my race boom done. So now on to my wave booms. Currently I've been using the North Gold series. In my view, North booms are the best available on the market at the moment. They have by far the most professionally engineered head, with also the adjustable stiff and soft flex on the front. The Gold for stiffness is fantastic. It's got about 4 different parts of aluminium here, which just make it super strong. And also they're just extremely robust. The only downside is they do tend to wear on these corners, so I put this tape on to protect the corners from excess wear. So we're going to change them over. The one I'm replacing it to is this one. This is the North Platinum, super light, slightly bowed here, again with the North head fitted onto it, which I'll be adjusting. So first of all we're going to change over all the bits from one to the other. So the first thing we do is remove our uphaul from the old boom. You see some sailors don't bother with uphauls. It just bewilders me why. At the end of the day, we've been in situations where Steve once went out on Dave White's kit and he doesn't use an uphaul, and then found himself becalmed and he couldn't get the sail up. For the sake of fitting one, it's a no-brainer for me, so I always use an uphaul. Now I want to remove the lines, and by basically doing that, flick the boom up. I always tend to hook it on something, jump toe, off she comes, and then we're going to remove these off our boom. So onto the new boom now. We now take our lines. I'm swapping these over because these are no more than about 3 months old. And normally I always recommend a new pair of lines. I use fixed lines, 28, so I'm 5'10", 28-inch. Again, get the size. Very important. A lot of people use lines which are too small. Okay, so slide them over. Get them in position. Again, you always want to try and keep your lines about hand widths or slightly less apart. Look at the here, slip. So, then your uphaul And they always provide a small hook on the front clamp for your uphaul. Okay, and lastly we're going to adjust the head. Okay, one feature of the North booms is they have this fantastic flexi head. This is where you have 2 bolts either side, or 2 holes for bolts, and you can move these Allen bolts inside or outside, or one inside, one outside, to adjust the flex on the head. Now with smaller booms you want it soft, so you want these on the inside, so I'm going to leave this 150-200 the same. As the booms get bigger, you actually kind of go one inside, one outside, or if you like a lovely stiff boom, then you go both on the outside. The other thing I do, one slight downside with the North, is they're beautifully finished, but these corners tend to get worn off, which you'll see with my old booms. So I always buy some bicycle handlebar tape here, and I wrap it around the corner here to protect the front end from wear. So here we have the finished product. I've taken the bicycle handlebar tape, wrapped it round this edge here and finished it here, which will basically save here the wear you get like so. Now you will have to replace this maybe 2-3 times in a year, but on a boom that costs nearly £600 I think it's worth just to have a bit of protection on that side, and it's super comfortable for when you're doing transitions. So there you go, we're now ready to go out on the water.